In this video, we're going to talk about the Marhar Lumberjack, a twin powder volume shifted jib board. It's a really interesting concept when you think about it, but it's one of those volume shifted twin boards that you can butter pow with, ride trees, or ride the park. It does well at holding an edge when you're on a groomer. It's actually a very versatile board.
Didn't you help design this?
Yeah, I did, Chip. So just to clarify for anyone that out there doesn't know, I did help Marhar design this board. I had this idea about a log jibbing twin powder board that could funnel snow off of a log rail when you're hitting it. That's where this idea came from for this board. And it came out great using Marhar's technology and quality with some design ideas that I had. Now, the 2018, you're gonna notice a slight tweak in the tip and the tail shape. It's not enough to really affect the ride. It's just, it was easier for them to bend the edges. The other thing is the flex pattern changed just a hair. Most people won't notice it. I did, but then again, I have a lot invested in this board because I didn't want it to suck because I wanted a twin powder board for hitting log rails. This board features Marhar's zero camber profile, which basically means the board's flat. It doesn't have negative camber or reverse camber, and it doesn't have positive camber. You lay it there and that's it. It makes it very easy to engage. You don't have to load it up, but it's still gonna have snap and rebound in it. It's playful, yet there's a little bit of precision to it. It makes it easier to jib with because you're not fighting that load of camber, but it doesn't make you overcompensate like a reverse camber does. This board is only available in wide sizes.
The Lumberjack comes in around a middle of the road twin park powder board flex, which I know you're trying to wrap your head around what is a park powder board. Well, that's the Lumberjack. It's a powder board for hitting log rails or buttering or spinning off of a backcountry or powder jump. There's a lot of play out in the tips, and then it's stiffer through the midsection of the board with a decent amount of torsional flex. The wider platform, which I mean, this thing's wide, let's be honest, gives stability. You might notice some chatter out in the tips, but it does not resonate underfoot. It's damp underfoot, yet lively in the tips, which is what you want. You want a board that you can play around with, but still have stability underfoot, especially if you're charging in uneven snow. Have you seen the profile on this board and the tip shape? It's got that spatula-like effect for doing butters. This is a board you can pop a 180, land in a butter, and hold on forever. This board is amazing at pow butters. It's just so easy to engage. It snaps when you need it to get out of them. You can butter till the cows come home, and that carries over to how this thing does on groomers. And on groomers, it's solid as well. You don't have to worry about it. You can even be more lazy with it on a groomer and just lean back or lean forward and get into a butter. This board butters till the cows come home. Have you ever ridden a skateboard? Well, if you have, then you know how they ollie, and that's how this board is. It pops off the tail. It's very skate style. You do not load this board at all, but you have such a wide platform that it's going to pop you up. It's not the snappiest board out there, but it is more than ample. It is very solid. How does this thing log jib? Just as well as it jibs on rails. It's got a wider platform, and it's got an ever so slightly 3D base, so it's beveled a little bit. You're not going to hook your edge. I hit some pole jams with this thing and just sent it. I wish I could have hit a full log park with it, but I couldn't, so I took it in the park and jibbed their rails. It was fine. You don't worry about it. This board will jib. It locks into nose and tail presses. It gets sideways and weird. It does it all with ease. It's the Lumberjack. It was designed for powder log riding. When it comes to turning on this board, you're going to notice that that little cutout in the tip allows fresh snow to funnel off, especially if you're in powder. When it comes to turning in powder, you're going to notice that cutout in the tip pushes snow out and it really lets this board get on top and arc those turns and slash with it. This board turns. You can skid a turn. You can just do whatever you want when it comes to turn. And then when you get on a groomer and you need to carve, you're going to sit here and say, oh, this thing's so wide, there's no way it's going to carve. Yeah, fuck you, dude. This thing fucking rips a turn. You can set this thing on edge and drive it any way you want. This is one of those powder boards that's versatile enough to ride on a groomer anytime you want. This board is 100% for a powder enthusiast that's going to be riding trees, hitting log jibs, going off natural drops, cat track gaps, but still needs a board that they can take out on a groomer and play around with. It's more versatile than just being a twin powder board, even though that's what it was designed for. I helped design this board, so there's a lot of input between Nate Morse and myself on how this thing was going to work. You're going to notice with this year's model that the tip shape is ever so slightly different than the first year ones. Don't worry about it. Still does its thing. It is a little bit softer this year, and it just makes it more fun in my opinion. The Lumberjack could possibly be the best-selling board in the Marhar lineup, and here's some other boards that I would compare it to. I've got a lot of time on this board, and I've ridden a lot of volume-shifted boards. And these are the ones that closely stack up to this twin powder freestyle deck. The Ride Warpig, the K2 Party Platter, the Yes 2020, the Flow Stout.
Remember to comment, share, subscribe, and like this video. That way you can see all the relevant or irrelevant snowboarding content that we're putting out for you guys. So smash that bell down below, that way you're getting a notification, and I'll see you guys in another video. If you've been enjoying all these product reviews and you haven't been buying through our affiliate program, which is down there, why don't you check out our Patreon? This is a great way for you to get involved with us. There's some great rewards on there, and it helps fund us so we can do more product reviews for you guys that enjoy what we're doing.